The Monty and Foxy Show. They're the spin-off channel based on the Sun and Moon Show. Now, before I dive right in, I like to quickly mention that this is probably the last security breach show I'm talking about. I keep getting requests to do them all, but there's at least 300 videos on each channel. That is just too much for someone like me. The only way I'd even consider it is if A, this video does well, and B, my other videos get good traction as well. Please consider subscribing if you guys enjoy not only this, but FNaF content as a whole, because I got much more coming on the way. Not only that, but I also have a FNaF SFM channel plus a gaming channel that are both close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys can, help them reach their goals. Enough with the plugs though, it's time to get into the other show of all time. Premiering on April 14th, we follow Monty, played by the Invisible Davis, a smart scammer, yet pretty much dumb in every other area, and Foxy, not played by the Invisible Davis. Instead, we got a person named Matt.
Hey everyone, it's Fox.
For context, Wither Foxy made a short appearance way back in the Sun and Moon Show and was...
Hey there! You look like a nice slab of... What are you? Metal? Yeah, you look like metal to me. Nice to meet you. My name's Foxy, shake my hand. Pleasure's mine, man.
Yeah, basically you can consider this a whole different character. Foxy in this show is a pushover and always sitting through the situation Monty puts him in. In the first video, Monty and Foxy talk again after a long period of time, but due to one of Monty's anger episodes, attacks Foxy. Though, he fixes him, but now Foxy has his memory wiped. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do to set up that spin-off show and get that good ad revenue. Most of the videos at the start don't contain anything worth talking about, just normal down-to-earth stories like Monty pranking Foxy,
Gordon Ramsay,
Monty being scared of going on a date, and going to the museum to grab a soda and then getting trapped in the back room. What, you can't relate? Guess I'm the only one scared of dates. The show really starts with Monty's past action of erasing Foxy's memory coming back to bite him as Eclipse, who's the villain of the Sun and Moon Show, appears in a video called Eclipse Reveals the Truth. Eclipse, like in the title, reveals the truth, who could have guessed, to Foxy, that Monty had purposely erased his memory to force him to be friends with him. I know I shouldn't be thinking too hard about this, but what was stopping Foxy from finding this out himself? The show itself takes place in a world where these guys record themselves and upload to the channel you watch the videos on, and Monty beating up Foxy is up for public viewing with 57,889 witnesses. Oh boy, is that gonna hold up in court. Don't worry though, I don't think Foxy will press charges, as they soon make up after Foxy travels to another universe and meets a Monty that's way worse than his. I don't know how that exactly translates into being friends with your version again, but hey, love wins I guess. The next main part of the show's lore is the introduction of Monty's dad, which, if you're an average Sun and Moon Show enjoyer, you'll understand the concept of sex is very much a real thing in their world. Anyways, Monty's dad comes in the picture and—
Oi! Get out!
God.
It's been a while, right? I tried calling you, didn't answer. Kinda rude that.
Ah! He's British! Hit him with everything we got!
Tactical nuke incoming!
Monty's dad's a bitch. Yeah, that's basically it. He's always disappointed in Monty, which takes a mental toll on him, especially in the video where— Whoa, dude, put those grippers away! Anyways, after Monty takes his anger out on his house, this arc sorta takes a pause in the video. Monty visits his mom, where him and his father kinda bond a little. That's really the last we see of his dad for a bit. Why, you might wonder? Well, around this time a video was uploaded called A New Ally for Monty Gator, in which we were introduced to the puppet. This puppet is huge on anime because, why not, and is needed to put an end to Eclipse. Honestly, with the puppet, I never really enjoyed him for one reason: the voice.
He knows who I am. He thinks we're friends, and we kinda are. We used to be at least.
I know it's the same person playing as Foxy, which is sort of the problem. It's distracting how similar those two voices are, and in general not really fitting the character, which is saying a lot when it comes to this show in impressions. Later down the line, the puppet also helps bring back Lunar. Who is Lunar, you wonder? Lunar is the bomb!
Monty, please!
One more time!
Monty, please!
Okay, wait, how about in reverse?
You speak now!
Okay, I swear, one more time. But 4 playing at once.
Monty, please!
Oh, you guys are so gonna get me for that one. Lunar is a character from the Sun and Moon Show who bonded with Monty during the October Takeover event, where Eclipse and Lunar took over the Sun and Moon Show as a part of an evil plan. Monty played a key part in defeating Eclipse after turning Lunar to the good side, until later when Eclipse would return asking for a super powerful item only Monty knew the whereabouts of, being the star. Which the star is like... just go watch this video, it's a whole other thing. He threatens the life of Lunar and eventually does
Monty, please!
to him before getting his hands on said star. Now in this point in the story, Monty's looking for revenge plus bringing his friend back, which actually does happen later on, but before that, Foxy has something going on himself. He slowly develops a crush on Roxanne Wolf, but thinks she's out of his league. Monty, wanting to help, decides to fulfill his promise he made a while back in which he'd fully fix him. Foxy eventually gets a new body, and it sticks around for a couple episodes, making me really think this was a permanent change until the video Monty Gator Tries the Grimace Shake was uploaded that had Foxy getting attacked by Grimace after trying the shake, fully destroying him. Yes, that really happened. Monty then fixes him, but is upset how Foxy doesn't realize the sacrifice he made, in which he had to give up a new female body he was building for himself that he would have felt more comfortable in, so that he could fix Foxy. I want to pause and be serious for a moment about how this scene really could have stuck the landing for people who don't feel like themselves in their own skin and can really relate to Monty's situation. I now want to unpause and bring up the fact that this whole thing was instigated by a damn grimace shake, so I don't really know how to feel right now. Afterwards, Eclipse kidnaps Foxy to prevent a version of the future from happening, while at the same time trying to stop the puppet who is in space.
Hello?
Yeah, just what the hell is that ringtone? And is slowly trying to bring Lunar back. Eclipse warns that bringing Lunar back will cause something terrible to happen. But of course Puppet doesn't listen and brings Lunar back. Meanwhile with Foxy, he eventually is able to return back home due to getting beaten up. Don't ask. Well, at least Monty and Lunar reunite. Afterwards there's a video called Monty Gator Broke Up with Earth, even though they never really got together. And Monty didn't even do that in the video. And there's also this scene.
Yeah, it's a bit funny. I mean, I didn't know what else to put here. It came with like the package and all that.
Yeah, it's a really funny video. You should show her the first one we ever shot. Where you and me, you, Montgomery Gator, and me, Foxy the Pirate, first started this whole thing.
I'm afraid I'm a little lost here.
Oh, the one where you beat me up. All that stuff. It was funny.
He beat you up?
This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. These videos are up for public viewing. Oh right, Foxy in this video is acting weirder than usual and messes up Monty's date. Later that night, Monty goes home and rages about what happened. Then his dad shows up again. Yeah, he just kind of shows up out of the blue and tells him about a position he has for him in which he'd play the bass guitar in his band, though Monty would have to move to the UK. He decides to go talk to Foxy about it, and he's still acting out of character, leading to an argument where they break up as lovers, I mean friends. Why is Foxy acting so weird? Because that isn't Foxy, instead it's... The real Foxy shows up later, who explains that he gave up his suit to a stranger for a video game. So now him, Monty, and Earth have to track down... And that is a basic summary of what's happened in the Foxy and Monty show up until this point. I don't really think it's necessary for me to beat around the bush if I enjoyed it, because really I have neither passionate love or passionate hate towards the show. And that's really what I can say about every single one of these. These really aren't my thing, though I have no problem with the people who enjoy it. Does that at all relate to the source material? No, not at all. And most people will brush it off because they'll see it as cringe FNaF fanfiction. And well, they're right to an extent. However, the people behind the show aren't hurting anyone, and there is an active community full of people who enjoy the series for its characters, stories, and let's plays. Who am I to try to take anything away from that? While I mentioned I don't care for the series, I do have this sort of weird comfort in both the shows I've talked about so far. This section is a little more personal, so feel free to skip, but it's actually a funny story of how I found out about this series. I was in VC streaming to my friend at the time, looking up Sun and Moon on YouTube, when I came across a video that looked dumb to me. I played it, and Henry recognized it as something she already watches because of the lore. I decided to play along and watch a couple of the lore videos, and ended up finding enjoyment from how stupid it was to me. But it definitely got me and her closer, plus I can't say it didn't grow on me over time. Now we're together and watch both the Sun and Moon show and Monty and Foxy show from time to time, which is why it's become a comfort show for me as it reminds me of her. It's weird, these channels that I find mediocre are something I also find so much comfort in solely because of my partner. But hey, that has to be worth something, right? We both leave a video with a smile on our faces. Do we see the low highs and really low lows? Yes we do. And that's okay. But what if I said there was a way to improve the show and make it the best it can possibly be? I know someone from the team is 100% watching this video, so hear me out when I present the video idea of Monty and Foxy meet the blue guy in VR chat. Yeah! Hashtag put me in the show, and by me I mean the channel The Blue Guy. Yeah!